packages that they operate and how many they deliver and deal with. It's truly amazing. Also amazing is this heat. And if you're new to San Antonio, you're like, well, I guess it's always like this. No, this is way above average. This is very unusual, the temperatures we've been seeing lately. Dallas-Fort Worth hit 107 yesterday. Waco 106. We hit 106. Eagle Pass about 108. Look at Shreveport 102 and Jackson, Mississippi at 102. The heat index there was probably about 114 or so. All right, so 106 is what I'm going to go with for a high today. Yesterday we hit 106. We're going to break the record, it looks like, of 105 set back in 1962. We need some rain. We need it bad. I don't see much for at least the next 10 days or so. At the airport, it's 80. Stinson Airfield, 79. It is humid out there this morning. Dew points coming in at around 74. Winds are southerly at about 10 miles per hour. A little bit of a breeze out there this morning. And we'll have a breeze this afternoon as well. As usual, we start off with the clouds, but we'll break them up rather rapidly. We'll have wall-to-wall sun. 106 should be the high. Yesterday's heat index topped out at about 111. I think today close to 110. So make sure and stay hydrated. Find some shade. Those pets, make sure they've got some shade. Make sure they've got some water as well. Excessive heat warning noon until 9. Red flag warnings in effect noon until 11. Do not burn outdoors. We've had several wildfires, so just be careful out there. Temperature right around 80. Our low is going to be about 79, as it has been for the last several weeks. Temperatures just haven't changed much. New Braunfels 79, Hallettsville 82, Port Lavaca 84 degrees. If you're watching from Port Lavaca, I've been picking on Port Lavaca lately because the heat index in the mornings have been really high. 96 is what it feels like Port Lavaca this morning at 6:18. All right, 107 again, Dallas-Fort Worth, but the place to be across the nation was anywhere across the north. Casper, Wyoming, 80. Chicago, 79. Minneapolis, St. Paul, 82. Really nice. Buffalo, 79 degrees. So that's the place to be right now. All right, the high upper level ridge of high pressure that has just made it so hot is centered over the Gulf of Mexico and has weakened a little bit. But even though that ridge of high pressure has weakened, we're still reaching 106 degrees. And by the way, Barry came up with a question the other day. Why no thunderstorms in the afternoon? You know, a lot of times in the afternoon in the summer we'll have some thunderstorms. Well, that ridge of high pressure is just pushing down. That's why we have very little clouds in the sky, much less thunderstorm activity. And this high is going to be with us, I think, into next week. You know, computer models are wanting to lower the temperatures for next week, but I'm not going to buy it really, because if this high is still strong, even though climatology says that those temperatures should come down, well, I don't think they're really going to come down very much. I'll show you the 7-day here in just a minute. So 106 for the high with lots of sunshine and the rain bucket. We're going to be very disappointed. Matter of fact, we could go another 2 to 3 weeks without very much. We're in a real dry pattern. Looking out in the tropics, I don't see any relief whatsoever from anything out here in the tropics either for at least the next 10 days. All right, drought monitor, extreme to exceptional drought. The aquifer dropped about a half a foot or so in the last 24 hours. Pollen count 160 and light. So temperatures, I'm going to keep them right around 105. There's no reason to drop them. Heat warnings, heat advisories should continue. Red flag warnings should continue. And next week, I'm going to be optimistic at 104. Isn't that nice? I'm being optimistic.
Optimistic at 104. Aren't those the words of the day? Thank you, Paul. Out there on the road this morning, we do have a